Good evening. It's time for CAPI Live. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had an awesome week. I know I did. All I did was work, and I didn't like any of it. Not even a minute. I'm not kidding. I hated it. Can someone please give me a lottery ticket that wins so I don't have to do it anymore? I would really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll share. Really, I will. Uh, but it is time for CAPI Live. I'm glad you guys all joined me. We're going to give it a few minutes to let everybody pop in and say hey. Hey, Cora, you're always first. Thank you for showing up and being first tonight. You're not always first, but you're usually first. Y'all remember when you pop on and say hey, do like Cora did and says hey there for me so that I'll know that you're here, because right now it tells me I don't have anybody on, but I know I have at least one person on because I'm talking to her right now. Excuse me. I have to clear my throat. Y'all can see that I am not where I'm usually at today. It's another location. We've been here before. Hey, emo girl, what's happening? You know you're not going to be able to sit there the whole time, right?
Where am I supposed to sit?
Next to me, because you got to be on live tonight.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm here, you know you got to be on.
Cool.
Hey, Beth, beautiful Beth. Hey, Beth, beautiful Beth.
Hello.
I said hey to her here, and I said hey to her in live, because she's right across from me.
Oh,
We're
thank
actually
you.
doing a case study in Alabaster. Case studies, as everyone will probably remember, is when we have to go over all of our evidence, and we're super far behind on evidence review, so we're having to go over everything every time we get a chance. By the way, they had a really good idea of doing case studies on Friday night, Beth.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a really cool idea.
I like it. Friday nights is fun.
Friday night works.
Yeah, nobody has to get up at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, somebody else just joined us. Who was that? Oh, it was Emo Girl said, hey, Beth. Everybody loves Beth. Nobody ever says, hey, Johnny. They always say, hey, Beth. Hey, beautiful Beth. Hey, sweet Beth. Yes, we do. We hope Preston is doing awesome. He was doing great
Right.
this past weekend. We saw him yesterday. Continue prayers for Preston and the fam. And even Dakota girl's here. Yay! Hey, Dakota.
Hola.
Hola. Hola, mijo. But we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. We're going to let a few more people get on, and then we will get started with tonight's investigation. Tonight's live. I've got investigation on the brain. We've been talking about investigations all night, all day long, pretty much. But what does she say? He's not feeling well right now, but I think it'll pass. Doc appointment in the AM. Also, we will pray for good news and good reviews and good reports from the doctor tomorrow for Preston. Absolutely, definitely get that out there, because we love our Preston. We want him to be good and healthy and happy and all that good stuff.
Thank you, baby. You want to see?
Yes, definitely. Prayers for Preston. I like that. That actually has a good ring to it. Prayers for Preston. We should make up little banners for that. Prayers for Preston.
What if I say? Hashtags. Hashtags prayer for Preston.
Yeah, hashtag prayer for Preston. Isn't that how they do it?
Mm-hmm.
Like this? Hashtag prayer for Preston. Is that how they do it? Am I doing it right? Hashtag.
I like that funky
There's
backdrop.
Jonathan. Hello, John Bowen. How you doing? How's your mama now? We got to spend some time with John's mom too this weekend. That was awesome. I'm missing you too, buddy. I've been thinking about you all day, actually. We've been doing case studies today, and I've been thinking to myself how awesome it would be if you were here. If you were here. We're just now starting to eat some hot dogs if you want to come on over. Just saying. Just a little 15-minute ride for you once you stop. So if you want to come on over, we would really like that, Jonathan. But if you're tired from work, I understand that completely. But I'm just saying, it would be cool if you were here. I'm just saying. The team was here. Why don't you pick you a couple hot dogs?
So hot dog? How many?
let's get started. We've got 5 people on. We can go ahead and get started with our prayer requests, can't we? Is there a rule on how many we have to have, Beth?
No rules.
I didn't think so. Let's go ahead and get started. Of course, top of the prayer list right now is definitely Preston. Y'all, just like we said earlier, please continue your prayers for him. He's doing great. But like I said, we got to spend some time with him and Emo Girl last night and had a blast. We were absolutely ecstatic that they were able to join us at the meet and greet, which we'll be talking about in a few minutes. A lot of people didn't show up. I'm going to be fussing at you for it, but definitely keep your prayers up for Preston and for Lydia, because she's the one that has to put up with Preston and make sure he does what he's supposed to, and that's not an easy job, I promise you. She stays on him like a warden, but she's also his greatest protector. So keep your prayers up for him. And I'm still declaring a full recovery, that I don't want for him to be okay for the next surgery, or if he has to have one, God forbid, or to feel better or any of that stuff. I want it gone. I just want it to be completely gone. And I know that's possible too. People always say the heart does not repair itself, but I was told that I had a year tops to live in 2001, and most of it was because of my heart, and it repaired. I'm still here. So I know it can happen. I'm declaring it for Preston. So I'm not just praying for it, I'm declaring it. So we just want a full recovery, so we don't have to deal with it no more. So also keep Bethy in your prayers. She's still dealing with her breathing. And keep Tom in your prayers, because again, just like Lydia, he's the one that has to put up with Beth.
Amen.
Yep. So he is also her caretaker and her coach and her biggest critic. So
He's my everything.
yep. So definitely keep Beth and Tom in your prayers. Keep Stephanie and Joey in your prayers as well. They're doing awesome. That's a definite praise report there. But we don't quit praying just because we got an answer that we wanted to. We keep going. We keep, because we want continued happiness and continued positive. So once again, also keep John and Michelle in your prayers, and Allie. They're still dealing with living conditions, and not conditions because they live in a really nice place now, but just living, what do you call it, situation. They want to be more independent, so let's keep them in your prayers as well. We love them to death, and it would be really cool if John was here right now. I'm just saying, he's getting off work. He's already off work, actually. Just saying, kind of cool if he was here. But I mean, hey, that's up to him. But keep me in your prayers as well, and Paramama. I've got some more tests coming up that I got to get through, so pray for positive results there. Oh, and Beth has got some tests coming up too. So let's pray for definite. She's got the same test coming up that my last praise report was on for me. So let's.
That's Thursday, people. So
This Thursday, awesome. This Thursday. So I wished I was off work already. I do too, buddy. I'm just messing with you. Work comes first. But let's pray for Beth to get the same awesome news that I got for my test, the same kind of test that she got. So let's definitely pray for that. I've got 3 unspoken requests. Let's keep Josh and Kim in our prayers too. Our other team members, they lost a good friend the past few days, and had a memorial service yesterday for them. So let's keep they're still dealing with that. So let's keep them in your prayers as well. What am I missing?
Joey and his shoulder.
Oh yes. Joey Sticks, our member, another one of our team members, was at work and messed his shoulder up pretty bad, and it's to the point to where he can't work, and nobody likes that. So unless you have the money to not do it, that's why I need that lottery ticket from somebody. Did y'all see where they scammed the lottery ticket? That was crazy. But I think that's it. Let's keep keep Joe in your prayers for full recovery so he can get back to work. He's kind of like me. He's not the kind of person that can sit at the house. He's got to be doing something. He can't. He's not idle. He's animated like I am. Even if I did have the lottery, I'd still be doing something. I know I would because I mean, I wouldn't work. I ain't saying that. I ain't stupid. I would definitely not. I might have to reach over and grab the Mai Tai, but I'd probably pay someone to do that for me too. But definitely keep Joe in your prayers. Keep the team in your prayers as we get through this case study issue that we have. We're going to get it buckled down and get it done, and it's going to take a lot of time and commitment from the team, and so that's never a good thing because our investigations already take a lot of that. But we got some really good ideas today, so let's keep that in our prayers as well. Upcoming events, coming or already happened events. Yesterday was our meet and greet. We had an awesome time at Chubb Fathers in Alabaster. Y'all please go by there. Once again, Chubb Fathers does not sponsor CAPI or this broadcast in the least. They do not sponsor us at all. They are just a great bunch of people. Stephanie and Will are an amazing, amazing people. Their crew there are all really, I mean, we couldn't have been treated any better if we were at the Taj Mahal last night. We had a blast. We ate some of the most delicious food ever. Y'all go there, get the cheese curds with the, what was that sauce called?
Cajun horseradish.
Cajun horseradish? I think that's what it was, but it was an amazing, it really was. Get the cheese curds with the Cajun horseradish sauce. It is amazing, it really is.
That's a different.
And get the
I'm looking at something.
Okay.
See the date.
curd burger, or the, what was that one that we ate, Tom?
Zydeco burger.
Zydeco.
The Zydeco burger. Definitely get that thing is amazing, but go hungry because that thing is as big as a wagon wheel. I ain't playing. Go hungry, and the meat hangs off the side, so it's a lot of food. It really is. So y'all go check out Chubb Fathers. We had a great time there last night. We met some new people last night. We did have some show up to meet the team and had some great conversations and stories with them, and planned on them coming to camp, and we're looking forward to that. So y'all definitely go check out Chubb Fathers. It was an amazing thing. We're going to do another meet and greet there probably pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be the next meet and greet there, but I know we will be doing another meet and greet there. And I think that's it. CAPI Camp. Let's talk about that. I talked to John last night about CAPI Camp. He said that probably late April, early May will be our next CAPI Camp. We're leaning towards, John's actually working on one spot that I don't want to say that what it is yet until he gets it buckled down, but he's working on one spot. If he gets that spot etched in stone, then that's probably where we're going to go. But right now we're leaning towards Payne Lake, which is up close to, I think it's like between Centerville and Tuscaloosa. We went there before. It's an amazing place. It's up on the, like the bottom portion of Bankhead National. We've been there before. It's beautiful there. They had a beautiful lake that you can swim in, and around about that time of year, it'd be great to dip our toes in the water and have a good time. Bring the kids. It'll be a blast. So we'll be letting y'all know a little more as far as shutting down a date and or locking down a date and location and everything. But we're leaning towards Payne Lake. It's a awesome place that Josh introduced us to a few years ago, and so we're looking forward to getting back out there. So plan on the next CAPI Camp around late April, early May, and then once we get everything buckled down and everything, we'll let you guys know. All right. That's it as far as events, right? I don't think of anything else. Dakota, are you still eating?
2300 what?
Will you bring me my drink over there?
That's where you were, right?
Yeah.
And then you were at 2301.
Let's see. Let me catch up with.
What's that camera again?
I'm putting you back where you were.
It's funny, because in the 2200.
All right, let's get right into it. Baby, would you make me a couple of the hot dogs?
Dies out. Yeah,
Just mustard?
that's 23. Would you like me to make a pork chop?
Oh, she can.
Okay, you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it. I'm missing something. If I do, I'm sure John will throw it up there and tell me, hey, stupid, you're missing something. But I think that's it. We're going to have events throughout the year. 2023 is going to be a great year for us. I know it is. We're set on investigations. We're actually going to have to start kind of putting the brakes on them a little bit so we can get caught up. But so 2023 is going to be another great year for CAPI. I know it is, especially with the crew that I got. I mean, I can't have anything but a great year when I'm working with all these amazing people. I'm beyond blessed. Oh my gosh.
The wrong thing.
I can't even halfway tell you how great everything's going as far as the team goes. I think that's it. Pretty sure that that is it. Joey's going to come join me in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk a little bit about whatever y'all want to talk about, actually. We can throw some questions out. We can stump the host. We can do what I want to do. We can talk about the topic. Come on in here, man. Talk to him for a little while so I can eat my hot dogs.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Got some questions or something?
Yeah, you have to touch the screen on this. It doesn't just pop up. Nope, not yet.
All right. What are you guys curious about tonight?
Y'all bring it.
Hello, Beth.
I'm so glad
Hey, my
Beth was
girl.
able to join us tonight.
Yeah, we are too. We're very thankful for that.
John, how you doing?
Thank you.
I wonder who wrote. Okay, Beth. I wonder who wrote the Book of Love.
I wanted you to sing it for me.
New.
You do the high part.
I don't know if I still have that. As a
That's
younger man, I
what
could have done
poo.
No, there's no way that's still on my register. Not at my age.
I'm going to step outside.
I've never even read that book. What was that?
Flight
what?
401.
That's got to be a John thing.
It is.
Well, is that the Filipino airline?
It almost got me.
I'm gonna have knots on my head. I've done hit it so many
It
times.
was scheduled from New York
To where?
to Miami shortly before midnight on December 29th. And it crashed into the Florida Everglades, causing 101 total fatalities. That's one flight of 401.
Is that right, John? It flight from New York to where?
Miami.
Miami.
Miami, and
Yeah, they made a movie out of it, didn't
crashed in the
Did they?
Everglades.
they? That was one of the airplane.
When was it?
Airport movies. What year was it?
1972.
Yeah, they made an airport movie out of it. Airport 72 or Airport 74 or something like that. They made a movie about it. They make a movie about it, but you're too young. He'll probably remember it before you are. They used to make movies called Airport 77 and Airport 78. It was about plane crashes. It was 2-hour.
What was the
television movies?
what was the paranormal hook?
Probably,
Don't know that part.
probably just the mystery of it.
Don't know that part. Yeah, I just know they used to make those type movies in the 70s.
Mhm.
They made several of them. I forget how many, and they were made for television movies. And they did one based on that plane crash. In
75
in the
people
Everglades.
survived it.
Yeah. in the
Wow,
Everglades.
75 survived?
Yeah.
That's rare.
Hmm.
And a lot of the
It went in the
bodies got-
Everglades.
A lot of the bodies got eaten by alligators.
Considered a soft landing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Before
Wow.
they got them, a lot of the bodies got
There's
eaten by
a
alligators.
Oh my
there's
God.
animals in the Everglades that you would not expect to be there.
Yeah,
How horrible is it to be someone alive
right. In a plane crash and they get eaten
and
by
then
an
he's by an
alligator.
alligator?
Would y'all like to know more about it?
We would.
100% on
The
battery.
crash
Yeah, I
occurred while the entire flight crew were preoccupied by burnout landing gear indicator light. They failed to notice that the autopilot had been disconnected inadvertently, and subsequently the aircraft gradually lost control and crashed. It was the first fatal crash of a wide-body aircraft.
Sorry, John, I don't know enough about that one to. It
Reported
was a little
ghost
before my
sightings.
time.
Oh, there's the paranormal hit.
Oh, okay.
Here, you read it.
I can't. Can you?
Give me one
Oh, wait a
second.
minute.
Here, talk to people for a second.
I've got some glasses.
I've got mine right here.
If I wasn't
We're still
hoarse,
here.
I would read it.
Do you have a stand? No. All right, during the following months and years, stories began circulating that employees of Eastern Airlines and numerous passengers have reported sightings of the dead crew members, Captain Robert Loft and Second Officer, excuse me, Flight Engineer Donald Repo, sitting aboard other L-1011s, including in particular November 318 Echo Alpha. These stories speculated that parts of the crashed aircraft were salvaged after the investigation. I remember this. They used some of the parts from that on the other planes, and those planes started having sightings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do remember that. Gossip recording the sighting of the spirits of Don Repo and Bob Loft spread throughout Eastern Airlines to the extent that Eastern's management warned employees that they could be dismissed if caught spreading ghost stories. Good Lord.
Well,
That's
it's the
a-
same thing with
That's a
pilots sighting UFOs.
that's a paranormal racist.
Yeah.
Isn't it? We get that a lot. I've gotten that a lot over my life. I really have. We remember that park that didn't want us to come because we were to do the CAPI camp because
Is
we
it
were paranormal?
racist or bigot?
Yeah, I think it's bigotry.
Yeah.
That thing goes way
Back
too
in the
fast.
50s, there was a new aircraft.
Huh.
If you hold it, it'll stay there. So now read it.
Excuse me.
All right, there were sightings of the crew from the plane and subsequent models of the same craft.
That is too.
So, by refitting parts from one plane to others,
That brought on sightings. Well, I mean, alleged, you know. But
allegedly.
oh, look at this. While Eastern Airlines publicly denied their planes were haunted, of course they did. They don't want nobody. No one's going to get on the airplane if they think there's a ghost on there.
I would.
Well, nowadays they would, but not back then. They reportedly removed all the salvage parts from their L-1011 fleet. Okay, wait a minute. I got an issue with that.
Okay.
If the airline is saying they're not haunted and firing employees if they talk about them being haunted, why would they need to remove the parts?
Maybe they just said they did.
I think they just said that. Over time, the reporting of ghost sightings stopped. An original floor aboard Flight 401 remains in the archives at History Miami in South Florida. Pieces of Flight 401's wreckage can also be found in Ed and Lorraine. Of course it can. In Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut. Oh, there's a book. I need to get that book. There's a story of the crash and its aftermath were documented in John G. Fuller's 1977 book, The Paranormal Events Aboard Other Eastern Aircraft, and their belief that these were caused by equipment salvaged from the wreckage of Flight 401. A television movie also titled The Ghost of Flight 401, broadcast by NBC during February 1978, based on Fuller's book. I need to get that movie too.
I'm having a hard time buying this one.
Yeah.
Just saying it. John, you're really into airports and airplanes, man.
No doubt, dude.
That's cool though.
Yeah, he's the one that turned us on. But that really turned out to be pretty interesting.
Yes, it did.
That whole, what was it?
The was it the Colorado? The airport where all the messed up,
Yeah, all the or not graffiti, but
and the statue of the horse that they
paintings
got
and
completely
yeah.
wrong, like completely misinterpreted the
Denver.
the scripture.
Denver
Yeah,
Airport.
Denver,
That's what
yeah.
it was. Well, you had it right. It was Colorado. Was I right? Denver's in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, thank you, Beth. Thank you for giving us that.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Anybody?
The Denver Airport.
Ask Johnny.
Thank you, Michelle Herron.
Ask Johnny who his favorite band is. I don't know.
Who's my favorite band? I guess I'd have to go with Ozzy.
Really?
Yeah.
Black Sabbath or
That's why me and John get along so well, because he's got the same name as Ozzy. Ozzy's real name is John Michael Osborne.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, I love Ozzy. That's who's on my wallpaper, as a matter of fact. Is Ozzy holding up Dusty.
All right.
I hate that. Isn't that suck? Don't that suck?
Yeah, it just goes way so fast.
The laptop doesn't do that, but the phone does for some reason. What's your take on all the train derailments happening recently? Good question, Michelle.
Yeah, very good question.
very current question.
Yeah, very current. All the derailed trains, everybody's saying that it has to be some, they're trying to make conspiracies out of it because it's happening so much. Where used to be, it's like if you heard a train derailment, it was like, you never heard that. It was like big
once in a blue
news.
moon.
But now it's like every day you're like, oh, there's another derailment.
How many
That's
have
what-
happened and where have they been?
That's what happens.
2 of them in Ohio, and one of them was very serious. They had a,
Yeah. There's been one in Alabama too recently.
yeah, there was one in Alabama.
The reason
But
why
they
we're
have
having
to
so many of these guys is because that's what happens when you don't repair or replace your tracks since 1978. That's what happens. At some point, they're going to start to break down. And that's what's going on. That's why Norfolk Southern is going through so much right now, and they're going to go through a heck of a lot more. They're going to be paying a lot of money.
Were they passenger trains or cargo? Or?
Cargo. All of them's been cargo so far.
I would imagine coal
With chemical. Yeah. The one in Ohio put out a green cloud.
Hazardous material.
Dakota.
I'll get you the
Okay.
tea on that. Or receipts. Which one is it?
Is there any more?
Oh yeah. Plenty.
Let's see.
Can you give me 2 more? Just like you did. Those were amazing. Was you trying to go to sleep? I'm sorry. You're here.
So one train was predominantly chemical transport.
I don't think it was predominantly chemical. I think it just had a couple of tanks on it. But
Well, I mean, the
the
thing is-
problem with
What
it was
huge.
the problem with it was whenever the first responders arrived, the cars that were engulfed that had the
In
chemicals
flames?
on it, they didn't have metal or the placards on them to show what was in them.
Oh,
But
that's not
let
good.
me be fair. They did have the placards on them, but by the time the first responders arrived, the placards had melted. So that's something they're going to have to work on, is trying to figure out a way to combat that, because those things, some of those chemicals burn at such high temperature.
It's in the water system.
On-
And there's talk that it could come down the Mississippi.
Where did this one happen?
This one is
Norfolk
in Palestine, East Palestine, Ohio.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ohio.
The U.S. Environment. I know that gets me. The other day I was in Arab, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, which is involved in the response, published a list of the train's cargo. While some cars held more innocuous substances, including malt liquors. Oh my God, all that malt liquor was lost.
No.
Somalian and frozen vegetables. About 11 of them were carrying chemicals with potentially toxic effects. Some of those containers leaked or burned during the incident. Some of the chemicals on board that have caused concern are, – I'm not going to go through all of those. We'll just do what you got. benzene, ethyl, hexyl, acrylate, vinyl chloride, some bad stuff. Vinyl chloride and butyl acrylate were the primary two chemicals released in the incident, the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency told the Washington Post.
Okay, so one train has a lot of chemical spillage.
Yeah, there was a bunch of it. They're having to redo. They're saying that parts of that area around East Palestine there is going to be inhabitable for quite some time.
All right.
Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome, darling.
Beth is our producer tonight.
You
Yes.
got it.
A lot of train derailments.
Lots of train derailments. And like I said, it has a lot to do with the fact that they haven't repaired these tracks in so long.
Would train tracks be considered infrastructure?
They are, but they're privately owned infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was also there was also a team of environmentalists that died in a plane crash on the way to help with it.
Yeah, sure did.
Huh.
Did that happen in Texas, Michelle? Where did they, or, I can't remember.
I didn't hear what you said. What was it?
Michelle said there was also a team of environmentalists that died in a plane crash on the way to help with
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Environmentalists? Or were they like responders? I mean, because I used to do chemical, hazmat cleanup, and it was a lot of training too.
Well, they were, I think they were there to,
Were they?
go ahead.
I wonder if they were there to take soil samples and
Yeah.
see
Probably.
what the damage was to the environment in at ground zero.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you.
That is crazy.
I swore off watching the news, some years back, and I think I need to
I
start
did
again.
too. And the thing is back whenever I was a firefighter, we used to go to Norfolk Southern classes all the time. They used to do classes for the fire departments, especially the volunteers, where you would go in and they would teach you, some of the things to look for and how to respond and
This is,
what to look, listen, and feel for, basically, and how to triage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And assess the situation and incident. But they don't do that anymore. They stopped doing it years ago because of budgets. So once again, money is more important,
Well, of course.
than human life. But yeah, I think it's a lot of that has to do with incompetence and neglect.
I mean, you and I both know we were both trained in that. You got a chemical spill, step one, contain the spill.
Thing that's still. Well, step one was make sure it's safe for you to be there.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
look at all the orbs.
if certain chemicals touch oxygen, all of a sudden it's aerosol and toxic. I mean, you can't just run in there.
Green clouds, baby.
Wow, you guys are really on top of it. I really need to catch up.
22.
Arizona.
Yep. All right.
It's just right
Next.
before it happens, you can say somebody
Anything at all?
leaving, so leave it on.
There's also been a lot of manufacturing plants and factories catching fire lately too. Huh.
I think that has a lot to do with.
See, no, because now, I could say, all right, there's been a few derailments. That's just sometimes when it rains, it pours. Now there are factories, and all seems to be happening right now.
Everything's just,
I'm telling you right now, I can come up with one. I'll come up with
I
a
wonder
conspiracy.
if we're being tested.
Well,
Limitations, chest and limitations.
personally, I think we've been being tested for about 3 years now.
What does a bank robber do? Wabba?
Yeah.
What does a bank robber? Hello, bank robber. What does a bank robber do before they rob a bank?
I would hope come up with a good plan. Not that I
One
would
of the
hope.
first things a bank robber does. Why did I keep saying wabba?
Because you got a mouthful of hot dog.
Okay.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
I
He's
think,
trying to eat and talk at the same time. And it's
I
not
think
working out.
that's why I'm not
Hey,
on camera.
have you still got a mouthful of hot dog?
I do not.
Unladylike.
Get another mouthful of hot dog.
Okay.
Seriously, try this.
Okay.
Very unladylike.
You ready? Catholicism.
See, I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
Catholicism?
Catholicism.
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 I can't say that without hot dog in my mouth. But
Catholicism.
Well, the first thing a bank robber does before they rob a bank is in somewhere in the vicinity of that bank, they call in some type of emergency to test the response. Response time, so they'll know about how long it takes the law enforcement to get there. Some of them with inside jobs also actually do accidental button pushes, and they would see how long it took them to get there. So,
No, I
we're-
think to create a diversion that big,
Um,
like setting a factory on fire or derailing a train somehow.
I'm not saying that's a distraction. I'm saying
see that how the door.
testing our abilities.
There was something
testing our
there that
limits.
damaged.
Interesting thought.
This house has so
I have one.
All right.
What do you guys think about the recent report that the United States government has admitted and said that there's a alien mothership and subsequent pod ships in our universe right now?
In our universe, that doesn't. Yeah, I would say
They said they're getting
probable. You said universe.
returns. Yeah,
Do you mean
in our galaxy,
okay?
Yeah,
even
not-
that,
yeah.
our solar system or our galaxy?
solar system, in our vicinity.
They're saying that motherships and probe ships.
So you see if you can find that, Beth?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, check her out. Good Lord.
Man,
This is from the military times.
Okay. Can you just read it?
If I wasn't hoarse.
Oh, that's right. You said that. I'm sorry.
Michelle, I think that is the distraction. What are you referring to? Are we still talking about the train thing or the new government UFO?
Yeah, anytime it says Pentagon, the first thing that pops in my mind is red herring. You know, I mean, just pops right up there. I see a red herring swim right in front of me. Pentagon U.S. chief says alien mothership in our solar system possible. There's a possibility that
It's possible that
extraterrestrial motherships and smaller probes may be visiting planets in our solar system. The head of the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Research Office, which is the new UFO,
okay. I have a
research
question right off.
office noted in a report draft shared Tuesday. Go ahead.
Why have they been covering all this up for what 60
Okay.
years since Roswell? And now from out of nowhere they're just, oh yeah, it's possible they're there, when they've been denying it for 60 plus years now.
Right.
I don't understand that. I
I don't want to get back into conspiracy theories, but what do you think, Joey? Are there aliens? Have we been visited yet? What do you think? Yes or no?
well, okay, you're kind of,
Generalized, not don't. I'm
have
not
we
asking
been
for
visited physically by aliens from another galaxy, whatever?
Yeah. Or planet, you know, whatever. I like this picture they have here. It's fixing to take out the Pentagon.
Maybe they're just beaming up a few of them.
That might be what it is. They're bringing them
Or, you
home,
know.
taking them home.
Okay, these are their leaders.
Oh, I think I do see bodies. Look,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, they're taking them home.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that works for the Pentagons are aliens.
Hold up. I think it's Project.
What was it?
Project Bluebeam.
Oh, yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay, you
This
want
kind of falls right into there. Let me see if they say anything about that. Babe.
Just for me, the links they have gone to all these years to deny the existence
No, they don't talk about
of these, and now from out of nowhere, and of course they didn't give a definite answer. It's possible. I believe it's a diversion.
I think it is too. Like I
I
said,
mean,
anytime I see something.
Look at Area 51. Yeah,
Yeah.
they let everybody talk about UFOs and whatnot. It kept their attention off of what was really going on.
Exactly. And you know what? If it works, it works. I don't really have that big of a problem with it. You know, I mean,
Tell me about Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. Oh, okay. They're talking about they need to fund more money to them, to the AARO, the, what was it called? Aeronautical Research. I don't want to get it right. I don't want to say it wrong.
All of a sudden they're saying, oh, it's possible they're there. We need money to look for them. Is that basically it?
Yeah, pretty much. So that could be a money grab as well. It just said that, it didn't. Did it not just say what that AARO is?
You're
Extraterrestrial motherships is artificial interstellar objects. I could have sworn it just said that.
Hey, John. Yeah, Fox Mulder. Love him.
Oh yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
From,
Old Spooky.
Yeah. I swear that's it. I swear it just said what that stands for.
Well,
Aeronautical. I can't remember. John, do you remember what that AARO is? The new UFO?
John, Google fly it. Yeah, I have to agree with Michelle on that one. Distraction.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like you said, money grab.
Yeah.
But imagine that though. You're in the Pentagon and you start talking about stuff like that. That could ruin you.
Oh yeah. I mean, there goes your. That's why a lot of pilots haven't come out and talked about.
Oh, and astronauts.
And astronauts, yeah, because they knew that that would be the end of their career.
Yeah.
I mean, people would say they're freaking nuts.
Well, so back to your question, do I think they've come here? If they are much of an older civilization than we are, maybe they have already hit their singularity and they don't have to come here.
Yeah. I don't buy into that whole. They won't give me a rundown on what the blue beam's doing with that. But I don't buy into that whole. We're being visited because they need our resources and all that stuff. I don't.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's only so many resources on this planet to traverse galaxies.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of work for very little payoff, comparatively speaking. But then again, liquid water is the most valuable substance in the universe. So,
Right.
Or at least for DNA-based life form.
I was seeing what Project Bluebeam had to do with.
Michelle, my hat's off to you. You're really on top of it. You're opening my eyes to a few things here.
It just gives out the different things or roles that they played. It's Project Bluebeam itself is basically a reporting about our interactions with aliens, if you will.
Well,
I don't like saying aliens. It's like saying ghosts, but extraterrestrials, I guess you would call them. But it doesn't say where they have anything to do with that specific thing. It talks about shooting down. We've shot down some objects that we didn't know what was, and a joint project of NASA. That might be a little more into it. No, not really. Okay.
all right, people.
Next
Next question. Anybody speak up here? Has anybody seen a creature before in their life that they cannot explain?
Good question.
Let's see where this goes.
Right?
I'm actually hearing something that I've never heard before. Here.
Are you? What are you hearing?
Well, it's kind of, I pretty much grew up in the woods, and whatever this is makes a sound.
Oh, you don't mean right now?
No.
You mean
But it
occasionally.
makes a sound I can't identify.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's saying something for a country boy.
Okay, Michelle. The thing at Mom's house.
Well, that doesn't tell us anything. What is the thing at Mom's house?
Well, I mean, there was the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
thing.
movie.
I love
Ooh.
that movie.
That would be terrifying.
I always wanted that costume.
Any description, Michelle or Emo Girl?
Who's this? Michelle Herring?
Well, there's Michelle and Emo Girl.
Oh, okay.
Said the thing at Mom's house.
Got you. I think I'll just keep it right there. General Foxburn. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Michelle. I wanted to kind of get a pinpoint on what Bluebeam had with the reports of the mothership and the smaller crafts in our solar system, but it didn't really go into it. It said that they recognized it, but they didn't, that it was coming straight from the Pentagon. But I think that Project Bluebeam and AARO or 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 whatever it is, AARO, is all a money grab. I really do. I'm not saying I don't believe in aliens. I think there should be. I mean, that's a lot of wasted space if there's not anything there. I just don't think that the government is doing it because they're kind and want to tell us everything.
Whatever. That's been watching.
Hold your thumb on there,
Oh, okay.
just anywhere on the screen.
White face, long body, person and animal. So,
I can't see it, so read it out loud.
all right, whatever it is that's been watching everybody. White face, long body. We've ruled out person and animal. So what's next?
White face, long body.
Like Slender Man?
Like a, yeah, I mean, is it a white face, long body humanoid, or is it walking on fours, or? I've seen a couple.
Of things. One of them was what some people would call dog man or werewolf.
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was chupacabra.
No, Emo Girl, you've piqued my interest here.
Keep
White
going
face, long body.
up. Keep going up. Humanoid. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, humanoid-ish.
Okay. 2 legs. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that
bipedal,
kind
long body, white face. Sounds like Slender Man.
does kind of sound like Slender Man. It also sounds like Skinwalker. It being a humanoid-ish. Kind of drops into the whole Skinwalker thing.
Oh, you thought it was Slender Man too?
I said what?
She said I said that too.
Oh, okay. Possibility. You need to get it on film.
The other, I can only see if it moves. Then it just looks like a distortion in the shape of a person. It has kind of a prism look to it. Oh, like Predator.
I've been getting that a lot the last few years. I've been hearing that quite a bit. I've had clients tell me that, hey, this looked kind of weird. Didn't you see something that kind of looked like that? Was it you?
I've seen a good bit.
I
So,
thought you said at one time you saw something that looked kind of hazy, kind of like the Predator thing, but like Predator. When
well, I
he
wouldn't
was
say like Predator,
doing
but
the
I mean,
invisible thing. Yeah, I have heard some people tell me that they've been in the last few years. That's been a big thing where people have said that it was kind of like Predator. It may not have been you.
okay. Hey, Lemons, how you doing? My house is haunted, and it's my fault.
Hey, Lemons, welcome to the show. Did you kill someone?
No, I was thinking another avenue.
Or did you bring something in?
Yeah, Lemons, you're gonna have to tell us.
Swamp thing?
Hey, Katie.
I guess so. Hey, Katie. Everybody's gonna say, "Hey, Katie." They love it when she comes in. She don't come in that much anymore.
Well, you know, might have got busy.
Nah, she just doesn't like me.
That's not true.
It is. Trust me. I want to know why it's your fault, Lemons. Why is it your fault? You've got me intrigued. Beth is on too,
I'm kind of
Katie.
a
She would
collector
say,
of
hey, but
serial
she's
killer
not at her
items,
phone
books,
right
and things
now.
like that. Well, so am I. Look,
Books, things like that, that I got a weed before playing around. What?
weed, maybe Ouija board.
I
Is
got
that-
a weed before playing around, and I named my ghost Billy. He does not even try and hide. Sorry, I was voice texting Ouija board. Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
I'll
it
call
is. Not weed. Hush, I never said I didn't like you. Yes, you did, Katie. She doesn't like me, I'm telling you. Telling you. She's just lying.
Don't even go in that room anymore. He gets really mad.
And
Open stay the night. She's never been back.
oh, wow. What part of the country are you in, Lemons? Are you close to us? Where you at? Where you be? Where you reside? Where's your crib?
Generally
Lakeland,
speaking.
Florida,
Where?
next to Tampa. Tampa's kind of far down in Florida, isn't
I believe so.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be a little out of our
I can go
range.
check. I got all the state maps on my wall over there.
I know, man. I saw that. It's like walking into a courthouse. I've heard of Lakeland before. I think we
Okay,
actually
so you're
investigated
playing the
Lakeland.
Ouija board. Something came through. I gotta admit, in my experience, when you name something, you give it identity, and that kind of gives it power.
Yeah.
I Yeah.
I'm not leaning towards too much of the whole Ouija board thing. I think that's a bunch of crock. But yeah, Central. That's what I thought. It was kind of way down there.
Yeah.
Central Florida. But yeah, I mean, you can invite stuff in by doing different things. Hold your finger there.
Oh, yeah.
It'll stay. Oh, it's just like out of a thing. Yeah, that's what I did with Toby. Just one day, whenever he walked by and said, "Hey," and Toby just popped in my mind. I don't believe in the Ouija board either. That's the thing. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, and that happens a lot. People will do stuff like Ouija boards or seances or cleansings or smudging or any of that stuff, and then they'll have something happen, and the first thing that they want to say is that it was because of that, because of what they did and stuff, and they'll blame themselves for bringing stuff in, but a lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with what you did. It's just that you being open to it may have brought it in, but the objects or the practices that you used for, to do it probably didn't have anything to do with it. So I wouldn't call it your fault or anything like that. I would just say that you were just open to it, and that's something that does attract them.
I'm being really quiet.
You really are.
I don't want to wake anybody.
Stephanie, want to weigh in on this one?
What?
The use of Ouija boards.
I bought it as a joke to go on my bookshelf. Okay, I have to admit, I've been gone a while. I popped on and thought I was on the wrong channel. No clue who is hosting tonight. That's Joey. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Joey.
Maybe when we do this here at my place, we get like the laptops. We have the
Yeah,
wire frame.
right. Well, last time we did, so we could both be on at the same time. But
Here,
I'm
do
here
this.
too,
Like,
Katie.
lean your head
yeah,
in.
I'm here too.
You know.
I'm still here. Joey kind of took over for me while I was eating, so we just left it over there. But I'm here. I'm the voice behind him.
Michelle, I'm a magnet for paranormal things, not just spirits, but other things too.
A lot of people
You
can
know
be.
what? I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's not unheard of. That is definitely possible. Billy will slam doors. He hate all of my owls in my house. I was on my favorite things. I collect that. That this is not a joke. I am 100%.
Oh, we are not doubting you
We're not
whatsoever.
doubting you. We don't do that here. We don't doubt you at all when it comes to the paranormal. That's one thing about CAPI is we're always open-minded. And believe me, I hear some stuff. I had a guy tell me the other day that he had faces coming out of his legs. And people jumping from treetop to treetop. Yeah, right? But well, he didn't have tattoos on his legs, though. But, I mean, but we believe, we go in thinking that it's natural, but when we can't prove it natural, then we, record that evidence, and we're always open-minded to everything because you never know. Because one thing I've learned in 43 years is you can't ever say I've seen it all in the paranormal.
Hey, David.
Hey, David.
What? Sorry about.
Hauntings with David.
No, it's
That's
not.
cool.
Stir it.
I have no idea why, but some people just attract things. Yeah, they really do, and it's part of being open to it.
Hey.
Put some milk in it.
Katie says, "Nice to meet you, Joe."
Nice to meet you, Katie.
Katie's awesome. She's been with us pretty much from the start. She really has. Sorry about the texting while owls. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Believe me. You see me text, you'll know exactly how I'm not going to be hypocritical on that, because that's exactly what I would be, because I text really bad.
All right. So, David, you're just getting here. We're just pretty much doing an open discussion. Ask any question.
Any paranormal question
We
that
have
you want
covered
to.
somewhat conspiracy theories to current events, current disasters.
We're currently on the subject of demons, so if anybody wants to talk about that, you
yeah,
can. I didn't get my research together this
Beth wanted me
for
to
the night,
sing.
So, yeah, yeah.
Why are my
Stephanie,
owls?
do you have a C-type charger
Sorry about that. Why are my owls?
with a block?
See, this is kind of interesting because whatever it is knows what she.
Where'd you put that charger? You asked me if that was the correct one earlier.
Right? No. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, it might be right there. Maybe. Maybe. That's a big maybe.
See a charger right there?
Why all your owls? Because you cherish them, and
They may like them or dislike them.
yeah.
That might be it.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a
The mystery.
reading tomorrow night. I'm sure you'll find that amusing, Johnny. Is it by who I think it is, Katie? Please say yes. I'm going to have to tell you about the misters one day. That's what I call them. The interesting thing about them is the others have seen them whenever I am around. Oh, yeah, you definitely have to tell me about that, Michelle. That makes sense, yeah. Did Johnny tell you that our ghost pushed Amber out the back door yesterday? I did not, emo girl. I forgot all about it. Yeah, they told me. Oh, hell no, Johnny. I didn't think so, but that would have been awesome, because I would have definitely wanted to sit in on that one. That was an old psychic that I kind of disembobulated.
There you go. Thank you. Disembobulated.
All right, we need to figure out how to do this.
So you plug that into an electrical outlet.
No, don't be. You know what I mean? Okay, we got one right here. But we've got to get the phone to where to reach.
Well, how much slack do you have in the?
That much. Doesn't matter how it goes in. C-type. Are you gonna be okay holding it?
Well, we need to find a prompt for it. I yelled at him about a month ago, and I said, "Listen, I won't bother you, and you don't bother me." Everything calmed down for about 2 weeks. Had a friend over. I went outside to smoke cigarettes. She came outside, screamed, "Run!"
He blocked me because of you. I know, Katie. I remember that now. You're absolutely right. He blocked me and you. He sure did.
Yeah, let's
Sure did. I'll hold it.
figure this out.
Let's see. She came outside, screamed, and run. Your car said something through her phone across the room. Good Lord. What's this? Oh, he was sending that picture.
Oh yeah, okay.
to
I don't know if that's a
to go along
representation of
with
the Slender Man.
to go along with what they were saying about the.
He looks like a zombie 30s football player.
He really
Look at
does,
that.
doesn't he?
He's got a helmet and shoulder pads.
I
And
can't go back into it. John, text me anything. Text the team chat. And just say hi. I got a feeling he was jealous. That's possible.
It's coming across as real kind of childish.
It really is. It really is. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, Lynn is like, I'm getting the impression of like childlike jealousy.
Carter says, hey, John. Carter, what? Carter says, hey. Oh, hey, Carter. Awesome. Hey.
What's up, Carter?
Carter's awesome. That's Katie's son.
Okay.
He's like super into the paranormal and stuff.
Well,
He joined us. They joined us on an investigation. I don't think you guys were there, but they joined us on an investigation
Here, can you?
via FaceTime.
All right, hold it.
I'm almost afraid to talk about it because I know something's going to happen tonight, but on the other hand, it does not scare me. Well, then don't be afraid to talk about it. Oh dear God, I hope it's not a child.
Well,
It could be.
child. Yeah, it could be, but then again, if it can move stuff like that.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
Well,
doubt.
it's good that you're not afraid of it, because that's kind of one of the things that a lot of these things are looking for, quite frankly.
Yeah.
The one thing they love more than that, in my experience, is just not desperation, but giving up all hope. There's a word for that.
Despair.
Despair. Despair is what they, in my experience, that's what they want the most. But anger.
I've always said I'm more afraid of the living than the dead. Amen. Me too. When you said child for the first time, I got chills everywhere. Wow. He's home with influenza B and COVID. Poor kid. Who is Carter? Oh my gosh. Hey, let's real quick, John, add Carter Campbell to the prayer list. He's got influenza. He's got the flu B and COVID. Bless his heart. He's strong though. He's young. What is he? 15 now? Maybe 16. Yeah, he's strong. He'll kick its butt. Bless his heart. Tell him I'm so sorry. Oh, I forgot to mention about COVID. Not COVID. I don't know why that reminded me of the merch, but it did. Merch is out, guys. You can do it. John, if you will, throw the... John hadn't said anything in a while. He might not be on anymore. He might be having to work, or he's on the way home or something. But anyway, John, if you hear me, if you would throw up the merch link. Yeah, I'm much more afraid of the living than I am the dead. That's for sure. 16, the kid won't stop growing up so fast. I know, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly how that is.
Yeah,
Dakota's going to be 11 this year. Yesterday, I took her home from the hospital, and today, she's almost 11. I knew he was about 15 or 16. Good Lord, that little kid is 16 years old. He's probably not a little kid anymore either. He's probably tall as crap because he was like a real slender, tall kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably like bigger than his mom now.
Well, yeah, at 16.
Mm-hmm. Probably taller than all of them. Because you could tell he was going to be a tall kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's about right. Yeah.
Was it Michelle that said she's got like serial killer memorabilia?
No, I think that was Lemons, wasn't it? Let me go back.
Yeah, I think so.
I know I shouldn't have named him. Yeah, I think it was Lemons.
Well, what's funny is
Yeah. See, I'm kind of a
Yeah.
collector of serial killer items. Yep, that was Lemons.
I kind of want to know what she's collecting. That'd be awesome. But the first time Stephanie ever came over after we started dating, she walks in and I got a bookshelf full of books about serial killer. I had like the serial killer encyclopedia and just several different books, and she didn't quite know what to think.
There's somebody else.
Yeah, this is my daughter. She's growing up too fast too.
And one of the youngest members of the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How old are you now, Miss?
About to be 15.
Huh?
15.
15.
Yeah.
God almighty. Y'all need to stop. Okay, here you go. He texted me back on that channel so I can get back to that picture for you, Joey.
Yeah, look, he's got like the leather helmet, the shoulder pads.
It
he's like a
does.
zombie.
It looks
30s
like a
football player.
ghost of a
like a smash
football
mouth
player.
football player.
What the crap?
He's even got his pants, these little thigh pads.
Dude, that looks so much. Come
This
here, look.
picture,
It looks like an old-timey football player.
just like a zombie old-timey football player.
Yeah, because remember they had those skull caps as
Yeah,
helmets?
that was it.
Nothing there. That is too cool. Yeah, John, that looks a lot like that. The kids have been working out. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I had to check up some oh, she redid it so that we'd see who it was. John says, hey,
The
Paratine.
Dover Demon. Huh.
John said, hey, Paratine. She said, hey. I think I was 14 when I watched the Pamela Smart trial, and I've been to that. I think she's been hooked to that stuff ever since.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, right? That's a trial. That's a trail cam image of what is called the Dover Demon. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that.
But as far as, collecting serial killer stuff or books and learning, I mean, I think everybody, to a certain extent, has a morbid fascination
Oh, yeah.
with, for, people like that, the paranormal.
So what?
I've been hooked at serial killer types.
Yeah. We all like to be scared. It's that roller coaster thing.
Well,
We
to me, I mean,
we love being scared. So.
actually, I started off with just like a simple study in human psychology, and it'll quickly take you to the worst that humanity has to offer. And
No doubt. No doubt. I majored in psych, and that's some of the most horrific stuff in the world there. Some of the suicide cases that we studied, and wow. And I never really got into the whole serial killer thing, but we did, we did study a lot of the brutal killings and stuff like that. And the thing about doing it with psych is because the reason why it makes it so much better. Bye, buddy.
later, man.
Bye. Tell Beth we love her. Y'all be careful.
Yeah.
Text when y'all get home, bro.
Please.
All right. Have you got everything that you were going to take?
Yes,
Okay.
I wanna leave the equipment until Joey gets through doing what he's doing, to swing by one day and get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
Work a few miles from here.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
Sweetie, we got evidence to go over later.
All right. Sorry, guys. We were saying goodbye to Tom and Beth. They're on their way home. I remember watching the news when Ted Bundy was executed that night. I made a sign. I got to put my glasses back on. I said, have a state tag. I think I was 11. I'm a serial killer of Chuck Father Burgers. Amen, John. Me too. I became a serial killer last night. I hate this phone, or it's Billy messing with my stuff, right, Lemons? I have a mischievous spirit in my home too. In my home that I don't live in anymore. We have two homes, and it's the one that I don't stay at. I have a
Well, I mean, okay, mischievous is one thing, which. Have a seat, Ted.
I'll be back in just a minute to say goodbye. No, she won't. She's already leaving.
But yeah, it was funny because the first time she walked in my house, the first thing she saw was the bookshelf.
Who's that, Stephanie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is
And there's a bunch of morbid serial killer stuff.
no, I mean it looks plain enough until you actually start reading
What's
what's on the spine of the books. And
Yeah.
then
So I wonder if she thought to
she
herself,
had a oh
like,
shit moment.
yeah, I wonder if she's like,
Yeah, that was.
I think I should
maybe,
But then
maybe I shouldn't be with this guy.
the girls were both into it.
They were like cool with
They
it.
were
wasn't
already,
You know what? I can see that with Macy.
Yeah, well, Madison too, actually.
Yeah, more so with Macy though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see that definitely with her.
No, like we really haven't done it here at this place, but the last place, I mean, we'd sit down and be like, all right, who we watching about tonight? And
I've been watching Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
A good show is The Worst Roommate Ever, and then My Lover,
actually,
My
I've
Killer.
watched a couple episodes since you said that.
My Lover, My
Yeah.
Killer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't started that one yet, but
Those are crazy.
yeah, but the one about the little old lady, they found 7 bodies in her backyard
Because
and-
she was running a home
yeah, she was taking care of the
Right.
and drugging them.
I'll be back in a. Oh, that's Beth. I already read
Bye,
that.
guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Beth.
babe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
Say bye, Beth.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Say
Bye,
bye.
everybody.
There's lovely
Please
Beth.
be careful on the way home.
We will.
Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely? Excuse me. Toby didn't move with y'all, Johnny. I don't think so, Katie. I don't think he did. I think he stayed at the house. We haven't had any. We had some activity there recently, very recently, enough to where my neighbors called the police because they thought someone was being killed in my house. But I don't think that was Toby. So I don't think he moved with us. I really don't. I think he likes it where he's at.
How is that to explain to the cops?
I wasn't there, so I didn't have to, thank goodness. So I have a home in West Virginia. It's 155 years old. I'm leaving a little more work done. I'm having a little more work done, 10 years. Cool. I think the new place already has an entity there. Yeah, we've had some stuff go on this past few weeks. Our past couple of, about the past month, we've had some stuff going on. Emo girl said, bye, Beth. I'm going to retire there because Billy is going. Cool, Lemons. Kay said, Beth. That little old lady kept her word. She kept them till they died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and that, yeah. Yeah, she was a woman of her word.
Stephanie and I watched that episode, a couple nights ago about that little old lady that would, she opened her home to people who,
Yeah.
and the one with schizophrenia was the last one, Bert was his name.
I don't remember.
They wound up finding 7 bodies in the backyard, and
Wow.
and she was still cashing their Social Security checks, and
That is crazy.
but typically female serial killers are, not all, but for the most part, have different motivations than male serial killers, and money seems to be the front runner for their motivations, for the most part. I'm not saying all, but
Asked your daughter, she's already gone, but we can in a minute. Ask your daughter about the roses that's where she's buried them. The roses were huge. I don't know. She's talking about that lady.
or one of the,
Yeah, I don't know. A good Netflix special is Making a Murderer.
that is terrifying.
I love Making a Murderer. Is it really?
oh,
I've seen it,
because-
but
well, the reason
I haven't
why it's
seen it. I've
terrifying-
seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched it. So I
The
might have
reason
to.
why it's
I
terrifying
might have to
is
download that.
town. We live in a town very much about the same
Oh,
size.
the 7 bodies were under a rose garden.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what it was. I guess we
Well,
make
you know what? That would make sense.
we make
I
good
mean,
fertilizer, don't we?
Well, I mean,
I guess so for roses. So if
Yeah,
you
I
want
mean-
prize roses, you just got to kill a couple of neighbors.
yeah, absolutely.
Just off a couple of neighbors and bury them under your rose
Yeah,
garden.
I mean, that would make sense. As a body breaks down, the
I
nitrogen
beg
and all that.
your
I mean, yeah.
pardon. I never promised you a rose garden, but I did promise you to bury under one. Somebody needs to get that kid from Making a Murderer out of prison.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't get the reference. What is that?
There, it was Avery and his nephew. According to the documentary, the both of them, neither one of them has an IQ over 75.
Oh wow.
And this, I mean, he was a teenage kid. I mean, mid-teenage, and an illegal interrogation was conducted because for a minor you have to have either your lawyer or a parent present. That was not done.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, they interrogated him
That's how to screw up an investigation
But, like-
101.
But it was off camera, but he was saying, yeah, we cut her throat in the bed. Well, you go look at the bed that this apparently happened in, or, you know, allegedly happened in, not a drop of blood
Oh, wow.
is on the bed.
Yeah, that definitely didn't happen in the bed then.
You know, like, clearly, he doesn't know how it happened. But yet somehow they've been in prison all this time.
What, when you say all this time, what are we talking about? Bar part?
Okay, well, there's two parts to the documentary. The first one, I mean, it's been, man, it's got to be coming up on 10 years since the first
Wow,
one
they've
was
sat in
made.
prison for 10 years?
Oh no, he originally did 18 years in prison for a, it rhymes with grape, that he didn't commit.
I was fixing to ask, did he do that?
No, he didn't do it.
Wow.
It's just the town kind of hated him.
So everything that happened, he was the blame
he
kid.
was, you know, the usual suspect for, you
Yeah.
know, for the most part. Now, 18 years later, DNA testing exonerated him, and
18 years of your life
then he sued.
in hell.
Then he sued the county and
Well,
won.
I bet you got a lot of money from that, too.
No, not like you would think.
Really.
But
I think it's $1 million now. It's that, without suing anyone, it's $1 million if you spend more than 10 years
I have no
in
idea.
prison. Yeah, I think it is. It's
but
$1
yeah,
million.
man, 18 years of it. And the thing is, you're in there, and everybody thinks that, you know, you are a rapist.
Right. So your time is not
No, it's not. I mean,
well spent.
Yeah, and he survived.
Yeah, if you're a
18
rapist
years.
and you go in, yeah, your time is not well spent. If you do survive, you didn't have a good 10 years or 15 years. Oh, he did 15 years. Stephen Avery needs to be there. That's why they're in prison, because if they let him out, the police have to take accountability.
Yeah.
That's millions. Yeah, they would. Yeah. He never saw a dime of the money, John said.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I'm going to have to check. This is Making a Murderer?
This is one of the now.
I'm gonna have to check
now
that
since
out.
it's been made, people have come back and, oh well, they're not telling the full story. You know what? That may be because I guess you have to pick one side or the other. I don't know. I mean, I wish that journalistic integrity was still a thing, but it's not. But yeah, you need to see it, because as far as the making of a documentary, it is one of the best.
He said, tell your daughter Edmund Kemper
Oh yeah, Edmund Kemper,
is
absolutely.
is her favorite, or his,
He's terrifying. They say in
his
prison.
women's favorite.
They say in prison, you got to be really big or really smart to survive. You know, and he is both.
Kemper is big and smart.
He is 6'9",
Yep.
300 pounds, and genius level IQ.
Yep. Yep. I'm sorry, I couldn't get up yet.
But
The
yeah, you ought to
FBI
know.
actually did a study with him. A lot of their behavioral science comes
Yeah,
from
the profiling system that they use.
Yep,
he
comes
was
from
a
Kemper.
big help.
Yep, huge part of the behavioral analysis unit of the FBI. The way they do things, and interviews with him actually changed a lot of how they view serial killers and investigations, and how to conduct the everything from the onset to the investigation to court. So that was he was a big part of that. So that I always said that Kemper was such a waste, because had he not been, you know, a schizophrenic, you know, I mean, who knows what that man could have done, you know, for society. You know,
I mean,
if he could have
in
used
a
those
very
smarts.
twisted way. I mean, I'm certainly not condoning his actions, but he did help with the, you know.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Look what Lemon said. He has never asked one day to get out, because he said he'd do it again. I remember that.
Yeah.
He told them that during the interviews, that they said, what would you, you know, what would you do to be able, if you could get out? Would you, you know, what kind of life would you lead? And he says, don't ever let me out of here.
Well, I mean,
he said, I will not stop killing.
It's
I'll
not
continue
unique,
to do
but
it.
it's kind of rare with Kemper. Most of them absolutely deny, or they absolutely blame something else.
Well, and then you have the moral or the legend seekers too, that admit
Sure.
it, but they don't.
But I mean,
Hardly ever do they say, don't let me out
Edmund Kemper
because I'm
was
just going to
smart
continue
enough.
to do it.
They would have never caught him. He called
Oh, yeah.
them and said, "Come get me."
Right. He didn't want to do it anymore.
No, I mean,
It was
that's not like I said. That's
It was
not-
like his last 3 or 4, he started really just messing up. But I think he was doing it on purpose. But they still couldn't catch him, so
Yeah,
he had
I mean,
to call him and say, "Hey, okay,
does that-
seriously,
does
come
this-
get me."
Does this mean redemption or even partial redemption should be awarded to him? No.
No, absolutely not.
But,
absolutely not. But you have to give him something for being in that mindset.
And
So-
and then as twisted as it may be, he was a big help
Yeah,
in the way they profile and catch
yeah.
a lot of criminals now.
I mean, I hate that that his victims had to do, had to sacrifice, what they went through and the families. But and in no way, like you said earlier, in no way, shape or form am I saying it was a good thing that he was a serial killer, because I think that would take a lot away from the lives that were lost. But it was good that he was in the mindset to where he could do that, to provide that information that has saved countless lives since then. So,
Or let's hope, anyways.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what else could he possibly do to help?
Mindhunter is a awesome show.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
show based on.
Mindhunter, yep. Remember the jury room with Kemper? He would hang out with the cops and
bar.
listen to all their tips.
Yeah, he was buddies. He was drinking
Yeah.
buddies with them.
Yeah. Do you know that happens a lot in the serial killer world?
They'll hang around the crime
Gacy.
scene.
Gacy was a very respected man of the community, and very popular with the police. And of course, a lot of times they'll infiltrate the investigation and try to place themselves in it. But that's a common thing with serial killers, is to have that what is it called, that kinship, if you would,
Oh, absolutely.
with law enforcement
There could be many reasons why.
and members of the community. And what happened?
I don't know.
I just switched the camera. I'm sorry, you guys are looking at our DVR system all of a sudden. If they could get past season 2 in the past 5 years, it would be a great
the story
show.
is not finished.
Mindhunter, the last episode was Dennis Rader, so I figured it would go on a long time. He didn't get caught until 2005. See, I can't relate to any of this because I haven't seen any of these shows. I've never been a big serial killer guy. I've never really gotten into it that much. Now, the ones I have watched, I did enjoy. I mean, and I have enjoyed learning about them and the psyche behind it. But I've never been a big library of serial killers like you.
Well, man, I mean,
So
yeah,
but
it gets.
but y'all
sometimes
have
you just gotta
intrigued
put
me
it
though.
down.
I want to watch some of these shows you guys are talking about. Mindhunter. What was it? Making a Murderer.
Yeah, no.
And
that's
what was
not
the
about-
other one that you talked about?
Can't remember.
I don't know. I'll go back and look. But I think I've got enough right now with just Making a Murderer.
Well, yeah, and it's a 2-part
And it's
documentary, and it's about, I don't know, probably 10 episodes each.
BTK, Dennis Rader, yeah. Gacy and Kimmel. I liked Dahmer. I really did. I liked that whole series.
I wouldn't
on
go as
that,
far as
too.
to say I liked him.
Oh no! I mean the story,
But-
not the guy. I didn't like the guy at all.
Is it a? Yeah, I mean,
Bind, torture, kill. Yeah, everybody knows what BTK is. The worst roommate. That was it. That was the other one.
yeah.
The worst roommate ever.
roommate.
The worst roommate ever. Making a Murderer. I'm gonna check those out. You guys have
And if I'm not mistaken,
intrigued
all 3 of
me.
those are on Netflix.
The creator of Mindhunter just walked away from it. Really?
Must have been some contractual issues.
That happens sometimes.
Well, it
The,
is a touchy topic, and
Yeah. Do you remember Criminal Minds?
yeah,
Remember Stuart? What was his name? Stuart Pinkett. He was the original expert
Yeah.
on there.
yeah.
He left the show. His character in the show left by just disappearing, and the actual actor left the show. And when they asked him why, and he decided within a week that he was just done. He just I'm done. So they did it on the show pretty much how he did it in real life,
Yeah.
just walking away. And he said that the stories behind their investigations that they would show on the show were based on actual BAU cases.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, they changed everything like Adam 12 used to do. You know,
Yeah.
all cases have been, the names and situations have been changed.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
But, and I'm sure they added and deleted stuff from it as well. But he said that he left because it reminded him that society was producing these kind of monsters and that he just couldn't handle it anymore. That every episode he was seeing a dead kid or a raped woman or,
Yeah.
you know, a strangled wife or, you know, a shot mom or, you know,
Yeah.
abductions. And he just said he couldn't, he said he didn't want to view life like that anymore.
Well, I mean, as an actor,
So
you
that
have
makes-
to immerse yourself. I mean, you have to start trying to think like it. And I could see how, quote unquote, normal people, that would be tough to just
Yeah.
day after day to research. And
Yeah.
he's probably sitting there looking at crime scene photos.
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, all the time. My years on the ambulance and in the patrol car, I've seen stuff that I wish I could erase from my mind,
Right? I mean,
but I never will. You know, I'll never get those images, you know, out of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's things you've seen it. I mean, once you see it, you can't unsee
You can't undo it.
And
You can't undo it.
and you know, it fades away over time, and then one night, 15 years later, that image pops in your head when you're trying to go to sleep. And
4 stories pop in my head when I talk about that.
Yeah.
That would probably make 95% of the people that are on right now leave. You know, if we talked about them. So I mean, yeah, that makes
But
sense.
yeah, to immerse yourself as one of these characters, and you know, you have to do the research for it, and see
And to
it,
know
and
that
see
it's
what they
real.
did. Yeah,
To
and
know that this
yeah.
is not just a storyline that you're doing for a movie or an episode, but it's actually based on an actual event.
Yeah.
So to know that, and
It's got to be tough.
it's got to be.
I mean,
it's got to be
by
when
no
you're
means,
thinking
I mean,
about.
I'm not an actor by any stretch of the imagination, but
No, neither am I. But I mean, to just know, not only knowing that you have to go through that, like
have
you and
to
I have seen stuff
convincingly do it.
in real
And-
life that we wished we never saw and that we never can unsee. But to go through that, but then the added stress and emotional abuse of knowing that that actually did happen to
Yeah.
someone. So, yeah, I can get that to where you'd have to walk away from something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. I got off the ambulance because I lost my heart for it, you know, because of everything I'd seen. And I had one partner for 15 years, and I left that job because that partner died.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the heart for it anymore. And once you lose the heart for it, you can't handle all that stuff that you have to go through.
Yeah.
So I can definitely get that. Definitely get that. PTSD, yeah. It is a form of that. And by the way, hello, Sue. Or is it it's Sue? Susie Q.
Yeah.
Susie Q.
Susie Q.
Q. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're only human. That is absolutely right, Sue. Understandable, right? I wish something would snap nothing like that sometimes, right? That's so interesting. Yeah, it is a form of PTSD. It really is, because that's. I think that if you're a caring human being, then you're going to have trouble dealing with stuff like that. I really do. Wow, I understand that. I should never do that job. I commend you. Or I could never do that job. I commend you. Oh, believe me, it didn't. People used to tell me that all the time. They said, I don't know how you're in law enforcement. I just, I wouldn't be able to do that. Or I don't know how you're a firefighter or a medic. I just wouldn't be able to do that. It didn't take any superhero to do it. You do have to have it in your blood. You have to want to do it. It has to be a passion because you're never going to get rich doing it. But you're still human. There was times that I stood over a trash can with my license in my hand, trying to talk myself out of ripping them to pieces and going home. There was times I had to leave the scene and go cry. So I mean, I wasn't any different than anybody else. Joey too. I mean, Joey spent a lot of time in the military and has seen some stuff that he doesn't want to see, and he'll never unsee. But it didn't take a special superpower to do that. He's human just like we are. He too has cried. He too has laughed and cried and stressed and, all that stuff. So don't think you can't do it. Well, I guess I can't really say that because there are people that can't do stuff like that. There are people that could never, ever go in the military. I mean, that's part of boot is to weed those people out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, That's why I stopped being a CNA. It was hard losing patients. I would get so attached to them, no doubt. That's why I always said that I could never be a hospice nurse, because I get way too
I have a
emotionally.
sister who's been a
Oh,
hospital.
look, someone just said that working hospice is like that too. Yeah, it is. It really is.
It takes a special kind of strength and faith, and
Oh my gosh, to be a hospice nurse?
you've
Oh
got
my
to be cut
gosh.
from a different cloth.
Wow. You know, people told us that we should do foster care and everything like that, but that's another reason why I wouldn't do that. It's because I would just get too attached. And I knew a lady that did foster care in Selma. She was a good friend of mine, and had a daughter, had one kid for like 10 years. And the parents come and took her away one day. Just boom, like that. Won a court order and got their kid back. And this, she had her since she was an infant. Can you imagine having an infant and then it growing up to be 10 years old, Dakota's age, and then someone coming taking it away from you tomorrow?
I'm going to be as honest as I can be. I don't know how I would react.
I don't either.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I don't know how I would either. So yeah, that's all those professions where you're doing a service and where people's life is depending upon you. Then yeah, it gets emotional. It really does. And I can see how the guy doing, what was it, Making a Murderer?
Yeah.
Just walked away. He just couldn't handle it anymore. So yeah, Beth, you're right on that.
Oh, I'm talking about mine hunters.
Mine Hunters. Yeah. And then Stuart Pinkin walking away from what was it called? Criminal Minds, because he just couldn't handle it anymore. I get too attached when it comes to children too. Yeah, I'd get way too attached. I'm like Joey. I don't know how I'd react. If I had to guess, I would probably react the same way I would react if someone come tomorrow and told me that they were coming to get Dakota.
No, I'm actually.
I think the first thing I would say to them is, I hope you and Jesus know each other.
Yeah,
Hope he recognizes
that's
you when
kinda
you get
touchable.
there.
What I'm sitting here like wrestling with right now is
I couldn't imagine.
when I
I've
say
lost
I
a
don't
child
know what I
before.
would do.
Not to that, but I've lost a child to death. And yeah, there's no way. People talk about mommy bear, and that's real. Mommies will kill you, but daddy bears are just as bad, if not worse. Because
No, I don't know about
we'll kill you with a smile on our face.
See, you're making me think about the scary parts of myself.
I'd leave the country with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd leave the country, but because I don't think if anywhere else on earth I'd rather live. But yeah, I wouldn't do well with that, not at all. All right, is there any other questions? I can't watch movies where a pet dies, but I can watch a movie about a serial killer. I'm right there with you. I've cried over pets dying, but I'm laughing over some of the movie deaths.
Yeah.
I guess that makes me kind of morbid, but yeah, I love people or dogs, or I love animals way more than I do people. That's for sure. Billy hasn't shown up once. Well, good. Maybe he's resting. So whenever we get off air, then he's really going to lay it on you. You're in trouble. I'm just kidding. She won't go to sleep tonight now. That's Lemons.
You know what? From what I've gathered from her, she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be all right. She said right. All right, guys, we've gone way over tonight. I'm sorry. It always happens. I can watch the goofiest stuff, but I can't see blood in person. You know what? I know I was fixing to sign off, but just because she said that, the one thing I have, and this is kind of morbid, so if you're squeamish, kind of turn off right now. But I've taken brain matter home. I've been drenched in someone else's blood. I've seen the inside of bodies. I had my hand inside a man's chest. I held the hand of an 8-year-old boy while he died in a car wreck, and the only thing I could see was his hand. All of that stuff, I was always a trauma junkie. I loved that kind of, I mean, I didn't love people dying, especially kids, but I wanted to be there, to be part of that, to help them. But the one thing that I couldn't handle, blood, guts, vomit even, it wasn't people's fault. The one thing that I could not handle was spit.
Mine's through it.
Spit to me was my trigger. That was just, not talking about when someone's talking too fast and they spit on your nose,
Like physically.
but I mean, because that's an accident. But you can't spit a loogie on me by accident, unless you sneeze or something like that. But if you spit a loogie in my face, that's purpose. That just that drove me crazy. That drove me out of my mind. That really did. That's the one thing I couldn't handle. I can handle everything else because I'm a trauma junkie. I love the body and I love it the way it functions. I'm in all of it. I always have been. But yeah, no, I couldn't handle the spit. That was my thing. Blood didn't bother me. Blood, guts, and brains didn't bother me. I can handle blood, just don't spit on me. That's exactly what I just said, Michelle. Yep, I am the same way. I can't stand spit. I ain't handle anything else. I really did. I was unbuttoning my shirt to get in the shower after a shift one day. I went home to take a shower because I lived really close to the barn, the ambulance barn. And I was taking my shirt off and I felt something and I pulled it out and it was literal brain matter was stuck inside my shirt. But
An onion.
I have so much respect for firefighters. They rescued my family and I from a burning house when I was little. Much respect to you, sir. Oh yeah, firefighters. I'm gonna confess. I'm not gonna take that respect from you. Firefighters do deserve that respect, and I was a firefighter for a long time. I even taught a lot of it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. The one thing about first responding that I did not like, I've been a firefighter, I've been an EMT, I've been a cop. The one thing I did not like, I've been a lifeguard, I've been a bunch of stuff when it comes to that, because that used to be my dream, is to just do, I thought I would always do it, but I didn't.
Like Hasselhoff.
But yeah, nothing like Hasselhoff. But the the one thing that I hated about doing all of that I did was fighting fires. I never liked fighting a fire. There was nothing to it that I liked at all. I was in it for the rescue. I loved SAR. I loved extrications. I used to train as a cave extrication rescuer, high angle rescue, all kinds of stuff. If it was in rescue, I did it. I loved it. But fighting fires, I hated it. And I know people. I have a friend that I've known since before my voice changed that is a chief. He's a fire chief now. And we grew up together, and he became we both became volunteer firefighters, and he's one of the best firefighters I've ever met in my life. But and he loves fighting fires, but I hated it. I just hated it. I never liked it at all. So I won't take that respect. There's a lot of people out there that deserve that, but not me. I know how to fight a fire. I know a lot of the aspects about fire and what to do and how to do it and all that stuff, but I never liked it. I never liked it at all. I didn't want to be a firefighter. Never did. But I did love the rescue part of it, and I love the patients and stuff like that. So it just gave me a rush helping people.
I know this much. I'm about ready for some hot dogs.
Yeah, let's get some hot dogs. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Joey, for being here again. It's always an awesome show whenever Joseph is here. We love him so much. Thank you, guys. We love y'all, too. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I think we had an awesome show. We didn't get to talk about demons that much tonight, but we will. I promise. Well, we did because we talked about Kemper and Casey. But good night, Cappy Man. I won't leave Selma. Can anyone help me start a new life? Sure. You can come to live on my ranch. You're still making a huge difference. Oh, thank you, Susie.
Where is Joe?
But thank you guys so much. We love y'all so much. Thank you for joining us. I love it when we have a show like this where we just talk and just have a good time and the topic goes all over the place. To me, that's just us just having a good time and chit-chatting and fellowshipping and loving on each other. I always love that. Y'all remember our prayer request. Keep them in mind. Definitely pray for everybody. Tell Joey good night. He's trying to sneak away.
Good
Bye,
night, guys.
Joey. All right. We'll see you guys next week. I want you to do me a huge favor sometime this week. I don't care if it's a friend, family member, or someone you meet on the street. Make at least one person smile, because that's exactly what we need the most of right now. Love you guys. I want you to have a paranormal week, and we'll see you next Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night.
Awesome.
She is.